everyone, it's Eva, and I've been looking around on the internet and a lot of people seem to be trying out different things that they've never seen online, and one thing that definitely stood out to me was unrippable stockings. I saw that on my Facebook feed a long time ago and I ordered it, and when they came in, they are these, and I was honestly not expecting it to have, you know, like another language on it. I thought it was gonna be like English on the package, but that's what it is. And if you're wondering, I got it off some site called Pony something. I wouldn't even bother recommending that site to you guys because it's American based and it took forever to come in and it got lost in the mail and there wasn't really a tracking number on it and it was just a huge mess. So it took me a really long time to get in, and it's not like it's something from eBay where obviously it's gonna take a long time because of, you know, Canada Post and whatnot. And since I was curious, I figured you guys would be curious too, because being a girl, we all know stockings are very fragile, and not to mention you go through so many of them if you wear them often. Like, even if you get the tiniest corner of your nail stuck on it, it's gonna rip, and that's a pain. So if these are actually unrippable, hey, that's really good. But if not, and they rip within the first test, well, this is gonna be one hell of a short video. Okay, so for this video, I am going to be testing it against my regular stockings, and they are these ones from some brand called Kathy. And these ones I got from Chinatown, and they're actually pretty good quality. They don't rip really easily either. I've had some that rip, like, you don't even have to do anything and they'll rip. Just from like regularly wearing it and whatnot and like rubbing against each other, they'll rip. But these ones are actually pretty good. They've lasted me a really long time and they don't really rip unless you actually put something in there and really tug at it. But these are supposed to be completely unrippable, so I think these are two really good things to compare against. And I think what I'm gonna do is put one on each leg and we're gonna start going at it and see what happens. Alright, so before we get into this though, I'm curious what you guys think is going to happen. Do you think these stockings are actually unrippable or not? Comment down below and let me know, and then I guess we'll see at the end what happens. So let me go put these on and we're gonna go at it. Okay, so I have them both on right now, and I have to say, these unrippable stockings seem pretty promising, but at the same time, they're a lot thicker than I assumed they were. I'm gonna move the camera down just so that you can see everything, and we're gonna see close up what's going on. Okay, so I put both of them on each leg. So this is the one that I typically wear. It's obviously a lot thinner, and it's a lot lighter. And then this one is the unrippable stockings, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely a lot more shimmery type of looking material. I think it's because there's a lot more elastic to it, and it's definitely a lot tighter because it can cut off your leg circulation if you don't put it on properly. But since I put on one leg each, these are the remaining legs over here. And this one definitely has a lot more tension, the unrippable ones. As for my regular ones, they're a lot more stretchier. Okay, so as for the unrippable stockings, these are actually supposed to look like this. They're not supposed to be this dark at all. But I'm assuming it's this dark and it's this thick because it's supposed to be unrippable, and obviously if it's super thin material, it's going to be a lot easier to rip. Nonetheless though, these feel really promising. They feel really high quality. They feel like really good leggings rather than stockings. Okay, so I guess for the first test, I'm going to be scratching it with my nails, and obviously my nails aren't super sharp right now. They aren't even done. They're not super fancy or anything, but I find that stockings get cut on nails a lot, so let's just see what happens. By the way, again, these are pretty good stockings for the price that I buy them at, and I personally really like these, but let's go for it. Okay, well, it looks like there isn't much happening if I scratch against it. What about if I stretch it? No, it looks like it's doing pretty well if I stretch it and scratch at it. I don't see any of the fibers moving or anything on the unrippable stockings. See these ones. These ones definitely feel a lot more fragile, I can tell you that. And as you can tell, it's a lot less stretchy. Oh, and you can see the gathering right there. Alright, so there isn't too much happening here either if I scratch my nail against it. But obviously you can see the gathering there very clearly. And it does look uneven, so you can't clearly tell that it's ripped or anything, but you can see that the fibers are definitely changed and stretched over here. Alright, so the next step that I have to test is using a nail filer. This is a dirty one. It's not a very new one, but nonetheless, nail files are meant to break things down, so if I file against it enough, you know, I would assume the fibers would break. So let's stretch this out again, just so I don't have to file down my own skin. It's nothing too obvious that's happening. I do see it getting caught here and there a little bit, but it's obviously not ripping. It's not making a huge difference at all. Let's try the regular stockings. I definitely feel the strings. You can see over here that the strings definitely got caught on, and they look like they're about to rip soon. So these have definitely held up. This one, not so much. Next up, I have one of these clippy things, and usually, you know, these don't really go near your pantyhose, but this one seems to be sharp, so I thought it might be interesting to test it and see what happens. So let's stretch this out again. Alright, so you definitely see something happening here. It looks like the fibers are definitely stretched out over here. As for this one, oh boy, this is definitely gonna ruin them. Yeah, you can definitely dig pretty big holes. Yeah, you can clearly see that there's some big holes. This one, not so much. You can't really tell it very much unless you stretch it out. Then it's like, oh, there's the holes that I made. And lastly, we're gonna go in with a bobby pin because, I don't know, maybe you have a shirt with some sharp things or some metal embellishments that might destroy it and whatnot. So let's just see what happens when it digs in. I'm actually having quite a few troubles trying to get into these fibers over here because they're so fine. Oh, yeah. Okay, so those aren't rip proof according to, you know, piercings. This one is probably gonna break, definitely. Yeah, I can definitely pull like all the strings apart like that. So these ones do still rip, obviously, when you poke into it. So these ones rip a lot more. It's just this one holds up a lot. Like, I feel like if I keep stretching it, it's not going to keep extending. Oh, actually I lied. It just keeps going. Let's see about this one. Yeah, this one rips a lot easier. This one, it's only if you like actually take your hands and stretch it apart. And last test that I have is with this. And this is just a tweezer, which I thought would be interesting to kind of just pluck at it and see what happens. So, oh, yep, I can definitely pull the fibers out. See this side. That one makes a lot bigger of a difference than this one, though it might be because that this one is a lot darker because it's obviously a lot thicker that I can't really see the lines that it's causing, but this is very obvious. Okay, so here are the stockings zoomed out after the testing and all the mess that I made, and obviously this looks like it's in a lot less good condition, and this one seems pretty good actually. The only downfall is obviously that one thing that I made from stabbing into it, but other than that, like, you can't actually tell the difference really of like me trying to destroy it. It just obviously looks like it's been worn before, but this one, these I don't think they're gonna live much longer actually. Okay, so in conclusion, this is the thick pair of stockings that are supposed to be unrippable, and this is supposed to be the regular ones, and I would say the unrippable stockings actually stood up against a lot of the wear and tear that I put it through, and surprisingly it doesn't rip. I thought it was gonna rip a lot more easily just because I just figured it was probably just a pair of stockings that they kind of just put online, but with like fancy advertising to make it seem unrippable and super amazing and whatnot. However, I do have to say that these unrippable stockings do feel a lot more high quality than these thicker stockings that I normally buy from like Urban Outfitters and whatnot. It's just, I don't like how much of like a shiny, sheeny type of thing that it has on top. I do definitely prefer matte stockings. So if you do plan on buying it online, just keep that in mind. And also, it doesn't look like there's a super established brand or anything on these. So I don't know if like you decide to order it online, if you're gonna get the exact same pair as I do, or if it's gonna be the same quality. I'm really not sure. I've literally only bought one pair, and it was off of like one of the first 5 sites that I found on Google, really. These are also like $20 to $30, and at that point, if I'm ordering it online and it's not going to look like what I thought it was when it comes in the mail, I'd rather go to Urban Outfitters or Amazon or something else where if I order it, I know that that's exactly what I'm gonna get in, rather than having it be a surprise and being too dark, because what if I needed it for a certain occasion and I needed it to be very specific in terms of how dense it is. Also, because it is thicker, with my thicker stockings that I normally would buy, I usually don't have too much of a problem with ripping just because they are so thick. So at that point, I think I'd rather just buy it from a store that I trust and that I know exactly what it looks like, rather than just ordering it online blindly and saying, oh, they're unrippable online, that's what it says, so it's gonna be unrippable. But money-wise, I think it might be better to just go to a mall in person and buy the exact same pair that you want, because it's a lot more reliable in terms of getting what you want. Okay, so I hope you guys had fun watching this review and thought it was interesting. I thought it was really interesting that these were unrippable stockings, so obviously I had to give it a try. So comment down below and let me know if you guys would ever try these out. Do you guys trust it? Do you guys trust buying things online like this that have pretty absurd and crazy claims that you don't really know if they would work or not? Let me know down below. And if you guys do want me to test anything else, let me know down below as well. And maybe I'll check it out, maybe I'll buy it, maybe I'll make a video on it. Alright, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Give me a like if you like these videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!